Man, what a weird couple of days for Apex it has been. I mean, we've got some really unfortunate news over the last couple of days, and it just really sucks to see this game go up and down and little wins. It's one step forward and like not even two steps back. It's like 4 steps back, honestly, at this point. But yeah, we've got some things to update you with and cover in the news today for Apex Legends Esports, Apex Legends in general. Thankfully, I got my voice back for the most part, as you guys can tell. So I'm sorry that the voices kind of sucked the last couple of videos, but I'm still trying to keep you up to date with the news despite being sick. Luckily, it's all happened before Christmas. Let's dive in though and talk about what's going on. First off, Oversight Esports. No surprise, Falcons Esports doing this crap again where they look good, they're winning scrims, they can win scrims, but they're almost like the Furia from months ago, where Furia is like so dominant in scrims, but they can't win tournaments. They can't put it into results, and that's what you're seeing from the comments as well. Falcons first place though, 96 points. NRG in second, 95 points. Then Team Burger 71, Complexity, Cloud9, Eternal, Crazy Raccoon, Alliance Dragons, Meteor, and then the list goes down. Lone Shark's in there, a couple other teams as well. But honestly, it's hard to kind of pinpoint the what's going on here with the results, because there's been a lot of bad news over the last day or two that I really wanted to make mention of. So you guys know Apex came out with this matchmaking update. There was an announcement that they were apparently about to go in and make a big announcement of the change that was about to happen. That's what Hypermiss had reported. Unfortunately, though, you'll read from some of the comments, like Wally, he's saying, I feel bad for the people who actually read this crap thinking that y'all are going to do something, but it's just the same BS every time. That's right, they didn't actually announce anything. The conclusion was nothing more than the fact that they explained how the skill-based matchmaking works. They basically wanted us, I guess, to maybe agree with how they do this and why it is the way that it is, but like not acknowledge the fact that there's still a problem right now. There's still changes that need to be done really right now. We're not talking about we'll listen, we're grateful for your feedback and we're always listening. We're going to make developments. Bro, we're past that. We're like 4 years past that, man. We've been complaining about this crap for so long, and look at the bad results we're getting now. It's unfortunate that they're not making changes, even though they've been saying that we're listening and they're doing all this junk. Shortly after, man, you see so much negativity coming out, right? Like Sweets all talking about, well, this was talking about the fact that they delayed the update as well. We're supposed to get a mid-season patch. It's like back-to-back L's. It just doesn't make the game look good. With all the options coming out, you got other games, you got other game modes and new games out there. Trust that our Apex Legends developers decided not to change anything during the winter break and keep the same unchanged maps and modes for 9 weeks. The devs got bit, I think. RIP. This sucks. Even Hal saying this is pretty sad, to be honest. It really, really is. Yeah, but I mean, that's just like what we're stuck with. We've been stuck with this for a while though, so you really can't act surprised. So we asking chat, are we cooked? And a lot of people are like, yeah, we are indeed cooked. Things are not looking good at all. And then you've also got them playing other games out there. Sweet's talking about, they're playing the new tournament that's going on with Marvel Rivals. It's not just him though with Luminosity. It's other games, or it's other teams as well. NRG, they're playing ALGS champ scrims as well, second place. They're active here, but they're all playing in these Marvel Rivals stuff. And I know it's a new game. I know they get paid. I know there's sponsorships and all that stuff. But you gotta wonder, man. There's a lot of hype. There's a lot of momentum going for other games right now. Apex is really struggling already before these games launch. Now these games launch and they're getting activity. By the way, someone had noted, before you think gaming is just dying and gaming is slowing down, Steam apparently just hit its all-time high player base on the platform of all time. Yes, all-time high. Yet Apex specifically hit its like near all-time low. So no, gaming is not dying. People are simply moving on to other stuff, man. And it is tough because you're talking about, rough patches right here. You got to wonder, is how going to be really spot on when he says that after champs this year, many content creators, many pro players will leave the game and it's going to be a mass exit. Will that happen? Will they make changes to keep people? I just don't know what you can do to save it at this point. Obviously, we're going to stay up to date. We're going to keep you guys, we're going to stay here and keep covering everything because I'm sure something will go on. And but yeah, man, it's just unfortunate with the way things have unfolded. And I hope to some degree that it can get better. That's obviously what we're rooting for. This channel and this conversation doesn't exist. That watching tournaments and esports for Apex doesn't exist. We'll lose all of that if people leave and if people continue to complain and if things don't get better whatsoever. So I'm not rooting for the downfall of the game at all. it depends on my channel, depends on this. And yes, I got a real life job that I love and I just do this for fun. I really don't need all of this, but I want to have that hobby. I want to have that pastime that we all come together and can enjoy together. So I'm not going to be here and say that like, oh, I love preaching negativity because it gives views. No, you'll see very clearly that the negativity has drove everybody away at this point. I was getting much more views back in the day when things were great. So it's always baffled me when people would say stuff like that. But not only do you have the Falcons going through a rough patch with the game, everybody's got a rough patch with the game right now, but Falcons specifically in results as well. Yes, they're doing good in scrims, but will they bring this to actual, tournament results as well? Hal went on a stream the other day talking about BLGS results and they didn't make finals. Is this concerning? Do we need to be worried about them? He did clear it up. Like, I don't know why everybody keeps thinking that there's going to be a roster change. Rosters are locked for ALGS. Don't forget, BLGS was kind of a filler tournament. It gave us something to do in the meantime, but ALGS specifically is the big shebang, and those rosters were locked for a while and you couldn't even make changes anyway. So why even entertain that thought? Why would they make a roster change? Because they're literally locked for the big one. Everybody's just getting too, I guess, preoccupied with what was going on with BLGS. But now that it's over, it's time to take that hat off and put the ALGS hat back on and realize what's going on, because we're gearing up in just a month's time or so for the big tournament. We talked more in the last video about who's going to be playing who and what groups. So if you guys want to go check it out, watch the last video. I don't want to bog you down with too much information here. I guess I'll just briefly touch that the Fortnite competitive scene has filed a lawsuit against one of the players that were cheating in tournaments. Really would love to see EA or Respawn do this, because we need to make sure that the esports scene is protected and taken care of as well. I think it would keep people from doing stuff like this more often. Also, if you put cheaters or if you put tournaments in game like Marvel Rivals has done, Fortnite has done, you could put that system of enforcing bans more often, or enforcing some kind of punishment like this and filing lawsuits, because you're putting these things in game. And so it gives us more fun because now we got more things to do. And you can scare those cheaters away by being serious and show that you're being serious. I hate that other games are all got so much good news for other games and no good news for us. Also, just keep an eye out. There's going to be some crazy potential team omania, pro league omania, if you want to call it, not roster mania. But Apex has a weird way of picking teams for pro league. And after ALGS is over and you take a look at pro league again, if I'm not mistaken, this is according to Tripod's old former coach, Beza, who said Tripod splitting up. Now that they're gone, NICKMERCS may be back in Pro League with DNA. And he says the reason is because DNA was next in line for a Pro League spot from LCQ. And since none of the Tripods stuck together, Pro League spot being vacated means that maybe they would get it. However, someone did clarify, Miles, who's a former Pro League player as well, said that last year when this happened, it was given to the next person in line from PSQs, not LCQ. So just a couple of things to keep in mind. NICKMERCS may possibly be getting back into Pro League if things fall into his path, but not necessarily guaranteed. We'll keep you up to date with what happens here in the ALGS scene, BLGS scene as well. Like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with what's going on in the Apex Legends esports scene. And until the next time, we'll see you all later, Gators.